Hi, my name is Nancy and welcome to my channel. I am a mother of 3 boys, with this being my newest addition. Say hi, Miles. I am married to my husband Angelo we've been together for 14 years, but we've been married for 5. When we went to the hospital, it was during the pandemic, so he was my one support person that was able to come with me. And he did a really great job. This is Miles. He's 14 weeks old, and this is his birth vlog. I mainly recorded it for family, so I apologize for the angle that it was filmed in and the audio quality, because the AC was running, so you hear the vibrations of the AC and the audio cuts in and out, so I do apologize about that. But I wanted to make a video just to keep my family posted on what was going on. I did go into labor at 34 weeks. My water broke with no other signs of labor, so I wasn't having any contractions or anything like that. So when I got to the hospital, I was 1 centimeter dilated, and the doctor wanted me to go into labor on my own, so he did give me the 24 hours to try to go into labor on my own before inducing me with Pitocin. I wasn't able to record anything until after he was born, and I have a very small clip of that. I will insert some pictures of like right after he was born and they placed him on my belly. And I talked to you guys later about everything that happened, because it all happened so quickly. Yes. Miles is currently 14 weeks old, so I did wait some time before getting this together and editing it and posting it. So if you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel. All right, thanks for watching. So my water broke, and we've been at the hospital for 4 hours. Angel's sleeping. I'm not tired yet. Just bored. I want to fall asleep though. But for now, I'm just watching Naked and Afraid until things get moving. I was 1.5 centimeters when I first got here, and that was at 2. I'm hooked up to antibiotics, and they gave me a steroid shot in my butt cheek to try to get Miles' lungs a little bit more developed before he's born. And they're gonna give me another one in 24 hours if I make it to 24 hours. And then they'll evaluate me and probably start me on Pitocin if it's safe for baby. So as of right now, I'm just chilling and wanting to go to sleep, but not being able to. So it's been about 30 minutes, and they started me on Pitocin. So far, still no contractions, just more amniotic fluid coming out. Angela took a nap. I still haven't fallen asleep, and they're supposed to be bringing dinner here soon. I can still eat, so I'm grateful for that. Miles is still in my belly. I feel like it's gotten smaller. So it's been about 20 hours since they admitted me to the hospital for labor and delivery, and I'm negative for COVID. It's the first thing that they tested for. That shit freaking hurts so much.
I've been on Pitocin, a low dose of Pitocin since getting here, and I am barely 2 centimeters dilated, and it was a thick 2 centimeters, so it's still pretty closed. My body is not going into labor on its own, so Miles is just being stubborn now. He decided to rupture my water and then chill and take his sweet ass time. Good thing about that is I did get my second dose of steroids so that it can help his lungs develop, since he is 34 weeks and 2 days if he's born today. If he is born today, then he's gonna be born on Susie's birthday, so fingers crossed. I can still eat because I'm still pretty closed up. So Angela went to go get some food right now, and I'm excited because I've been hungry since, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. It was really hard to sleep yesterday because Miles' heart rate kept dipping, so they had me flipping to my left, my back, and my right throughout the night until 3 o'clock in the morning. And at 3 o'clock in the morning is when they checked me again to see how far dilated I am, and I was 2 centimeters this morning. And then I finally got 2 hours of sleep, 2 to 3 hours of sleep, uninterrupted. And then the nurse kept coming in here, but I was so tired. I was like, I think I woke up for it, and she was just rotating me, I guess. And I went back to sleep, and then I woke up almost an hour ago, like officially up. Contractions are happening, but they're not very painful and not very close together. And I'm trying to make sure Miles' heart rate isn't dropping. And if it is, I just switch positions. So they just increased my Pitocin, or they said they were going to increase my Pitocin. They're not overly concerned about my water being ruptured and baby not being here yet because I don't have a fever, so I'm not showing any signs of infection. So I guess that's a common thing with waters rupturing this early. So I'm hoping to get things going to avoid having to get a C-section and just delivering natural. So we will see. Keep us in your prayers and forgive my hair. They decided to put an IV right on my wrist, right here, on my dominant hand, and it hurts getting out of bed. It hurts trying to put my hair up in a ponytail, and we don't have any girls, so Angela sucks with ponytails. Like, he tried to give me a ponytail earlier, and it was the loosest shit ever. I will keep you guys posted. So, update. It is 4:17. The nurse came in here and checked me. She was supposed to check me at 4:30, but she decided to check me a little bit earlier because Miles' heart was dipping in the last 2 contractions. So she had me lay on my side and put a peanut ball between my legs. She checked to see how dilated I am, and I'm only at a 3, which is some progress, but not where we want to be. Ouch. Contractions are more frequent, a little bit more pressure, but I can probably sleep through them still. Angela is at a corner over there being a hoe. I say hi, ho.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm bored. I'm uncomfortable. This bed is super uncomfortable. I do not want to be here for 48 hours without a baby. He's already at, I've already had my, both of the steroid shots for his lungs, so he has a better chance of breathing on his own now that we have those in. They increased my Pitocin again, so hopefully baby soon. I went from being 50% effaced or thinned out to 60 to 70%. It's just a long, boring, uncomfortable waiting game. But we will make it through. I'll update you guys the next time I have an update myself. So they just checked me not too long ago. I am currently 3.5 centimeters. They checked me around 340 and I was 3 centimeters, 350, almost 4. I was 3 centimeters, but it's slow progress, but it's progress because when I first got here, I was a centimeter dilated, and now I am 3.5. It only took 13 hours from the time that I got here until they checked me at 3 in the morning when I was 2 centimeters. Then they checked me at 10 and I was still 2 centimeters. Then they checked me again at almost 4 p.m. and I was 3. They checked me again, like, it's, what time is it, 6? Like 20 minutes ago. Contraction. Getting more intense. It's 6:30 right now. They checked me like 20 minutes ago, and I am 3.5. So we're making some quicker progress. It just feels like it's taking forever because it took forever to get here. They upped my Pitocin a couple hours ago again. So hopefully by tonight, if he stops being so stubborn like his dad. He didn't hear me. So it is 8:45. They checked me about 15 minutes ago, and I am officially 5 centimeters. Oh my god, it's taken so long just to get here. I'm so happy. And usually after active labor, I'm in active labor now, it's a easy, well, not easy, it's not fucking easy. It's a fast road from here. With Alex, I was admitted to the hospital when I was 5 centimeters, almost 6. And within 3 hours of being at the hospital, I delivered, and the same thing with Jace. So I'm hoping it's the same thing for Miles. The nurse came in here and set up all the stuff for the doctor just in case things progress pretty quickly. The room's ready, and these contractions are, hold on, I'm getting one right now, but they're like a minute apart and they fucking hurt. man. It's only gonna get worse. They're gonna get back to back. And still, I'm not gonna get an epidural. I know it's gonna hurt a lot, but honestly, the contractions are the worst part. I've done pushing without an epidural, and yes, I felt everything, but I would so much rather do that than go through contractions. So, that is my update for now. Once things get moving, I'll probably have Angela update, or it'll be recording of what's going on. Okay. Bye.
So an update. It's the next day. It's 4:05 p.m. He's trying to annoy me. Stop, Angel.
Okay, going up.
Alright, stop.
Oh.
Can you stop? God. So things escalated pretty quickly after they checked me last night. It was 9 o'clock and I was 5 centimeters dilated finally after being at the hospital almost 2 days. And after I hit 5 centimeters, things moved pretty quickly.
For like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, so 30 minutes after they checked me at 9, they were going to check me an hour later. But I was feeling a lot of pressure, so the nurse came back in 30 minutes later and she checked me again. And I know, I was still 5 centimeters dilated and I felt so defeated because I was in so much pain already. And she said that I was thinned out more and he was lowered down, and I was like, okay. And I was already in so much pain. I had Angela rubbing my back just to distract my mind from all the contractions.
Didn't do a damn thing.
It did help. It really did help. And then 20 minutes after she checked me again at 9:30, so like at 9:50, almost 10 o'clock, I was feeling a lot of pressure again, so she checked me again. My nurse checked me again, and I was 7 centimeters. At this point, I was like, is it too late to get the epidural? But Angela...
You still want the epidural? I want the epidural. Like, no, you don't need it. You don't need it.
And I hadn't gotten to that point yet, but at 7 centimeters, I was like, is it too late to get the epidural? And Angela was coaching me through it. He was like, you don't need it, you can do this. And I was just like, it hurts so much. And the reason why it hurt so much more is because they had to induce my labor because I wasn't progressing on my own. So they had me on Pitocin, and Pitocin made the contractions so much freaking worse. When I was in labor with Alex, I did it all natural too. And the contractions were bad, but they were not as bad as these were getting. I talked to my doctor earlier today. He said that Pitocin is, they have it where the contractions are constant, a certain amount of time apart. Whereas when you go into labor naturally, your body spaces the contractions out a little bit to give you a break. But they were so bad. They were getting 1 to 2 minutes apart at first, and then they were a minute apart, and then they were like 30 seconds to a minute apart, and then they were just like back to back from after I hit 5 centimeters. So when she checked me and I was 7 centimeters, I was asking about, is it too late to get the epidural? And then she was like, I don't know, we can try. And then Angela was just like, no, you don't need it. So I asked her if there was any other pain medication that I can take besides an epidural. So she said that there was something that they can give me in my IV. That it would take the edge off, but it wouldn't take all the pain away, which I was totally okay with at that point. So she went to go get it. She wasn't even gone like 2 minutes, huh? And
I don't know how long she was gone for.
she was gone like a few minutes,
and she came back, and I was feeling a lot more pressure, and I kept moving around a lot because I was in so much pain. I started crying from all the pain, which never happened with Alex or Jace. But it was just so much pain. They were just like, at this point, they weren't even giving me a break. It was, I would have it and it would stay lingering, and then it would increase again. So I wasn't even getting breaks in between contractions anymore. So I kept moving around and crying, and so she put the medication down. So she didn't even give me the medication. She put the medication. No. She put the medication down, and then she was trying to put the monitor back on the baby, just to get his heartbeat, because I just kept moving around and they kept losing the heartbeat. So she was doing that, and I was crying from the pain, and I said there's a lot of pressure, and especially where she was trying to get the heartbeat, which is like lower. He was dropping down lower, so she had to go really down low to try to get a heartbeat. And so she's like, okay, I'll check you again. So she checked me like maybe 10-15 minutes after I was 7 centimeters, and she said, you're about an 8, almost a 9.
No, she's like, you're like 9. It's like you're a 9, it's like you're almost 10, you're 9, like right there. And then like another, I would say another 5 to 8 minutes later.
No, it wasn't even that long after she checked me that last time, and she said that you're like at 8, almost 9.
From like the last time she checked you when you were 5 centimeters till the point where the doctor came in when you're at 9 centimeters. It was a total of like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was just like bam, 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 bam.
It was like really quick and progressing really fast, but the whole thing lasted total of like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
No,
like
it was less.
From when you're 3 centimeters. When you went past 3 centimeters to 9 centimeters, it was about total of 2 hours.
Well, active labor is not until I'm 5 centimeters. So from 5 centimeters active labor,
it's coming at 10 o'clock. He came at 11:06.
11:06.
Okay, so I was close.
Let me finish. So active labor is considered like 5 or 6 centimeters to be in active labor. So from active labor, I progressed within less than 2 hours to 10 centimeters. So from the moment that she said I was 5 centimeters to where I jumped to 10 centimeters, it was less than an hour, probably. Like, let's see. No, it was a little bit over an hour. So she told me that I was about a 9, and I was having a contraction while she was checking me, so that hurt even more, and I would just like wanted to yank her arm out of me. And then I maybe like not even 5 minutes after like she checked me, I think she was still checking me when I said I needed to push.
Yeah. She walked right in.
So she called the doctor. They were like, get the doctor in here, because I was 9.5 centimeters. She was like, you're almost there, but you're not quite there yet. And I felt so defeated because I was in so much pain. I was crying, and I just like wanted to get him out. And I felt like those last like a half centimeter that I needed to be was going to take longer than it did. But she was still checking me. She called the doctor. The doctor wasn't even that far away because she probably heard me down the hallway. And so the doctor came in, and she was like, so as soon as the nurse took her hand out of me, the doctor came in and stuck her hand in me to check me, and I was still having contractions. Yeah, it was so bad. I was like, no. So the doctor came in because I still had like half a centimeter to go, but by the time she got there, it was like not even a minute later, I was at 10 centimeters. And so I laid on my back and I was ready to push. So they started prepping the bed to have me go into labor. And oh my God, I got a little break from the contractions waiting to push. So the first, like in the middle of the contraction, I pushed a little bit, and then they were trying to coach me to push a little harder. So then after that contraction, I took a break and I was waiting for the next contraction. At this point, it was, they weren't back to back anymore. They were like, yeah, they were like 3 to 4 minutes apart, which I was so grateful for. But when they did come, oh my goodness, it hurt so much. So having the pain of the contraction, needing to push, and having the doctor stretch you out to help with avoiding tearing, it was just so bad. So I pushed about 5, maybe 6 times. At the 5th push, they said push a little harder, his head's almost out. And I just wanted to take a break, but I still felt the contraction, so I couldn't even take a break. So I pushed again, and he was out. He was born at 11:06. Tiny, tiny little baby. He sounds so beautiful. He was crying. They let him lay on my chest. So I was able to hold him for a little bit before they took him over to the NICU. And I was just so proud of myself for being able to deliver naturally again. But with that Pitocin, oh my God.
You're so close to giving up. So close to giving in.
I really was. I really was. If Angela wasn't there, I would have probably.
You're like this close to getting, like, I need it. I'm like, psh, no, you don't.
Yeah, I really was so close to just giving up because that Pitocin made the contractions so much worse. Oh man, I was like, my body was shaking uncontrollably. The nurse was trying to put the monitor on.
I was rubbing her back uncontrollably.
Yeah.
My hands were hurting. I was getting cramps in my hand. I'm like this walking out like my fingers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went through a freaking marathon. I was sweating everywhere. I was shaking uncontrollably. I was crying. I was in so much pain.
My hands were
and he's like, my hands were cramping.
I'm like on my knees, rubbing your back. This is like, my hands, please give birth.
Stupid. There was a point where the nurse wanted me to change positions because she was having a hard time getting the heart to stay, like, because I kept moving around. So I asked her if I can go to the bathroom to go pee, and so I went to the bathroom. Angela took me to the bathroom, sat on the toilet, got a contraction. So I like stayed on the toilet because it felt so much better than laying in the bed. And then Angela's like, all right, come on, you gotta get up. And I was just like, hold on. So as soon as I get up, I go to wash my hands, another contraction. So then now I'm on my hands and knees on the floor trying to push through this contraction. And Angela's rubbing my back. And as soon as...
I don't want you to have another contraction. You're going to be stuck right here in this goddamn bathroom with your head underneath the freaking sink.
My head was under the sink.
And like if she would have stood up, boom,
bam.
She would have hit her head.
Yeah, so as soon as that contraction was over, like, he did not want me to take a break. He was like, all right, come on, get up.
I'm like, grab her, come on,
I was like, okay, so I get back onto the bed, another contraction. Yeah, so it was pretty bad.
Yep. That
Was
shit that I gave you was the worst shit I've ever seen. I'm like, you know what? That's probably the reason why the lady down the hall was screaming like the way you was, because that shit sounded painful as fuck.
Yeah,
Yep.
So, oh man, it was a marathon.
Yep, time for me to man you like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so he's doing good. He is on a ventilator right now, on his nose, and we went to see him earlier today. When I dropped off some milk for him. He was sleeping, and the doctor talked to us, and she said that he's doing pretty good, that they're gonna start trying to wean him off of the one that he's using right now to another one where he has to do more of the work. But she's not too concerned with his breathing because he also got the 2 shots. Well, I got the 2 shots of the steroid that helped develop his lungs a little bit more. So she's not too concerned about his breathing. She said he's been doing fine on his own. So what they're waiting for now is to see how he does with eating. So she said that a lot of babies born at 34 weeks aren't strong enough to continue eating on their own. So they'll try to take a nibble, but they'll stop midway because they're not strong enough. So she said if he
I'll meet you.
if he wait, what?
Huh?
What?
I'll meet you over there with mom.
Right now?
No, when you're done checking out.
Oh,
When you come in.
okay. What was I saying? So they're gonna try to feed him with a bottle. If he's not taking it, then they're gonna give him a tube or through his IVA. I can't remember what they said. So we're about to go take him more milk. I'm getting discharged tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, but he'll still have to be here for another week or two, which makes me sad, but I know that he'll progress and he'll come home, and we're gonna bring milk every day, or try to, because he needs it. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. And all those people that said I was crazy for doing it without medication, I really am crazy. So now I'm resting. It feels weird being in this room, recovering without my baby. But I'll see him in a few minutes after they come check me out. All right, that is all. Bye.
I'm gonna just put this over his face really quickly, okay?
He's so small.
Strong drip.
I can't tell who he looks like.
Me.
I was talking about the boys, which boy he looks more like.
Say Alex.
Hi.
His eyes.
He hears your voice.
Thank you.
Eyes are open.